Regular Show Save Cartoon Network is one of my best videos, I think. In that video, I talked about how the cartoon pretty much saved the network back when it was premiering live action comedy crap that nobody wanted to see. And while you have Adventure Time to thank for that as well, there's something about Regular Show that just seemed more interesting, at least in my opinion. Don't let its name fool you, this cartoon is anything but regular. It's amazing how a show can be so relatable, yet so unrealistic at the same time, but it just works. There's one episode in particular I want to talk about today. The final episode in season 7, Rigby's graduation day special, which is one of my favorite episodes. I think this episode is interesting because the conflict doesn't revolve around anything too crazy like the eradication of the space-time continuum or Party Pete overdosing on 30-year-old soda. It's more laid back in comparison to the rest of the episodes. As the title implies, this episode revolves around Rigby finally graduating high school at age 23. Most people would consider this laughable, but it depends on how you look at it. To drop out of high school and then have the guts to go back and grind for a diploma, that's a respectable accomplishment, no matter the age in my opinion. So much so that Rigby's principal grants him the opportunity to present a speech in front of the entire school on live television. All of Rigby's friends are happy that things are finally going his way, except for Mordecai, who is supposed to be Rigby's best friend. Mordecai has a bad attitude throughout most of the episode, reasoning being that it's difficult for him to see his friend finally succeeding in life. He's used to himself getting all the attention and Rigby struggling to find his way. If that seems pretty screwed up, that's because it is, but this also happens in real life. That combination of ego and jealousy exists in many of us, even when we don't realize it. As humans, it's only natural for us to crave attention, and although there's nothing wrong with that, sometimes that craving gets to our head. And in this case, Mordecai fails to see the importance of his best friend's graduation.
Is all this really necessary? I mean, graduating from high school is like the least a person can accomplish. But it's a big deal for Rigby. I can't believe I have to explain this to him.
There's this confusion and miscommunication between the two that makes this episode stand out from the others. As I've mentioned before, Rigby is supposed to give this epic speech, but he has a difficult time writing and rehearsing it. So much so that he reverts to asking Mordecai to help him with the pressure that comes with giving a speech in front of the entire world. But again, Mordecai is in this crappy mood. So when the time finally comes for Rigby to give his speech, he chokes up and embarrasses himself on national television. Mordecai feels for his friend, meets up with him, apologizes for acting so passive-aggressive, and encourages Rigby to be proud of what he accomplished by never giving up on finishing high school. So Rigby finally gains the confidence to give the speech that has been 20 years in the making for him.
A lot of people here. Okay, let's do over. Let me do this.
It's moments like these that make us cringe in our head and pray to God that it never happens to us. And in this particular moment, you feel for this character. He's clearly not good at this kind of thing. Heck, he's not good at a lot of things. And he wasn't even that good at high school. But your weaknesses don't matter when you are determined to accomplish something. It's okay to want to impress other people if that's where you get your motivation from, but that can only get you so far. It's pretty easy to give up on your dreams. If you slack off and let your personal addictions control you, then you can almost kiss your dreams goodbye. Even when you take the easiest path to get there, you'll still be faced with obstacles that might stop your progress if you allow it to. That's when it's time to decide if you still want to accomplish your dream because you just want to impress other people, or if you would rather do it for yourself. People don't want to change because they're afraid of how different their lives would be if they actually did what they were supposed to do. But more often than not, the only difference is the joy of living a happier life and becoming more badass by default. Because once you do the hard stuff, it gradually becomes easy. It becomes who you are. You become the person you always wanted to be, but you never allowed yourself to be. One way to get started is by not trying to impress others, but instead by surrounding yourself with impressive people. People who lift your spirit and encourage you that all your dreams are possible, no matter the age. The truth is, you're never too old to accomplish your dreams, so why not just do it now? Maybe just like Rigby, Your success could also inspire the world.